What's up guys, my name's Adapt, welcome back to another video on the channel. So guys, in today's video I have the first formation review on division rivals for you guys. So I know you guys might have been waiting for formation reviews on division rivals with an actual team instead of the foot draft content I've been bringing you guys, and finally it's here. So in today's video I am bringing you guys the hyped up 3-5-2 formation. A lot of people are talking about this formation. There's a lot of videos going around about this formation, and I thought, you know what, I specialize in formation reviews. I do a lot of formation reviews on this channel. I thought I might as well give my input into this, and in today's video I'm going to be bringing you guys a formation review on the 3-5-2 and discussing whether it's the new meta. So this is a team I'm using. Now I am making several videos on the same day because in my F2 Tech's attacking custom tactics video I did tell you guys why. I just can't be bothered to say it again, but it's pretty much because the market's crashing a lot right now, and it's Thursday, the best day to sell your cards because it is rewards day. People have more coins and people are looking to rebuy their teams for FUT champions. So in goal I have Kepa, right back Pereira, Laporte, Zuma. Now you guys can look at all the stats for yourself if you really want to see them. Rabiot and Ndombele, Ayor, Fekir, Lacazette and Ben Yedder. So this is the team. Now I'm going to get into custom tactics. I'm not wasting any time here. Let's just get this video done. You guys are probably here for the custom tactics player instructions. You want to see how good this formation is in game and what are the best tactics to use on this. So I'm going to get into custom tactics and player instructions, and I'll be right back. Now getting into custom tactics, so we are going to be using our favorite game plan. So I started off in the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2 just for the chemistry, because that's how I built this squad, and now we're using the 3-5-2. So for the defensive style we have constant pressure. Now this is a formation where you want to take your game to your opposition, and this is a very attacking formation, and this is where I feel it works the best. You need players with good stamina, you need players who have good work rates, who are willing to put a shift in, because if you got players who run very low on stamina and you want to use this custom tactic of constant pressure, you're going to get exposed at the back later on in the game. Your players just won't have enough energy and stamina to keep up with your opposition, and you're going to get exposed and concede quite a few goals. This happened to me in one of the games I did play, where I drew a game solely because my players ran out of energy, and it's because of the constant pressure. Now, have I got the best players with the best stamina? I don't think so. I didn't really look at the stamina when I bought these players because I am doing loads of formation reviews with these players, but that's something to keep in mind. You want players who are willing to work hard, and you need players with good work rates as well. So for the width, I've got it at 5 bars. For the depth, we've got it at 6 bars. Then for the offensive side, I have fast build up. Width, I've got it 3 bars away from the max. Players in the box 1 bar lower than width. Corners I have it at 3 bars, and free kicks I have it at 1 bar. Now there's a slight spin I've added on to these videos this year. Now before I didn't show different mentalities for the formation, but this year I am. So 3 at the back, Rabiot and then Ndombele in the right DM and the left DM roles. Then for Ayor and Roussillon, most of the games what I do is I had Felipe Anderson and Hazard on the bench, and I'd bring Felipe Anderson and Hazard on. Now they're on loans, so I bring them on. I use them if I need to bring them on in the left mid or right mid role. So this is the team, and that's how it lines up. So Fekir in the cam role, Ben Yedder in the left striker role, and Lacazette in the right striker role. So getting into the player instructions, stay back goal, attacking on all the defenders. You want that because you're going to be left very exposed at the back. You also preferably want all quick defenders with very good stamina. I know Laporte isn't quick, but I'm doing other formation reviews with the same team. For my DMs, cut passing lane, stay back goal, attacking and cover center on both. Then for Fekir, stay forward, get into the box for the cross. For Ayor, cut inside, get in behind, which is Hazard or Felipe Anderson when they come on. I believe I played Felipe Anderson on the right, Hazard on the left. Now on Roussillon, which is Hazard when he comes on, cut inside, getting behind. And for Fekir, stay forward, get into the box for the cross. And for Lacazette, getting behind, aggressive interceptions and stay forward. And for Ben Yedder, getting behind, aggressive interceptions and stay forward. So this is a formation you use when you really want to take the game to your opposition, and I believe it is a very good formation in game to score a lot of goals and overwhelm your opposition in the midfield. Now getting into the attacking game plan. So next up we have the attacking game plan. Constant pressure. For the defensive style, width, I've got it high up. Depth, I've got it at 3 bars away from the max. Then for offensive style, fast build up with 3 bars away from the max. Plays in the box, 3 bars away from the max. Corners on 4 bars and free kicks on 2 bars. Now this is how the team lines up. And getting into the player instructions. Here we have balanced on my DMs. Cut inside, getting behind, getting to the box on the left mid. Cut inside, getting behind, and getting to the box on the right mid. Then on the cam, stay forward, getting to the box for the cross. And then for the strikers, getting behind, aggressive interceptions, and stay forward on both of them. So those are attacking game plans. Ultra attacking, 3-5-2, constant pressure, defensive style, width 3 bars away from the max, depth 3 bars away from the max, offensive style, fast build up. Width 2 bars away from the max, plays in the box 2 bars away from the max. Corners, we have them all the way up. This is when we're desperate for a goal, so I want everyone to be up the pitch. Free kicks, have it all the way up as well for the same reasons as I have corners all the way up. I want everyone up top, and I want the best chance of scoring a goal. Then for my centre backs, I have 2 on stay back or attacking and 1 on player striker. You guys can decide which defender you want on player striker. Then on my DMs, get forward, aggressive interceptions, get forward, aggressive interceptions on both of them. Stay forward, cut inside, getting behind, getting to the box, of course, aggressive interceptions on both of them. Then for my cam, stay forward, getting to the box for the cross and aggressive interceptions. For my right striker, getting behind, stay forward and aggressive interceptions. And for my left striker, getting behind, aggressive interceptions and stay forward. Now getting into the defensive custom tactics when you want to close out a game. Now for the defensive custom tactics, we have what I'd normally use. So I am losing out on a game plan right there. But that's because I am starting in the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2. So I'm sacrificing a game plan to get good chemistry on all of my players. Then for my ultra defensive game plan, I have drop back on the defensive style. Width, I have it at 5 bars. Depth, I have it at 2 bars. Then for offensive style, I have possession. Then for width, I've got it 4 bars away from the max. Then for players in the box, I have it at 3 bars. And corners, I have it at 2 bars. And free kicks, I have it at 1 bar. Now people are going to talk about drop back and say that it's boring to play. But this is to close out a game. This is only when you want to close out games or you're playing someone who is a really tough opponent and you believe you just want to park the bus against your opposition. It's not a nice move, but you got to do what you got to do to win. So if you want to close out a game, then drop back is the tactic you should be looking at, and this is just in case you're in a very tight game and you just want to close out the game. This is the ultra defensive game plan. Now getting into how the team lines up, as you guys saw before, same thing, nothing's changed. We have stay back core attacking on all of our centre backs, stay back core attacking cover centre on both DMs, come back on defence on the right mid, come back on defence on the left mid, on the cam come back on defence, on the right striker come back on defence, and on the left striker come back on the defence. So it's pretty self-explanatory there for the ultra defensive game plan. So guys, those are the custom tactics, those are the player instructions for the 3-5-2 formation. So I believe we have ultra defensive there. Defensive is what I change to normally, just so I can get good chemistry on everyone. And we've been through the attacking and the ultra attacking game plan. So guys, those are the custom tactics, those are the player instructions for all of the mentalities except for defensive, but defensive is what I normally use as soon as I get into the game. Now let's get into the gameplay. Now getting into the gameplay, guys. In the first game, we come up against a guy with 2 silver cards in his team. He had Liga 1 player in the month as well. I think that's the first Liga 1 player in the month released in the game this year. So he had that striker, and I think he was going for the objectives, guys. So in the first game, we go 1-0 up with Lacazette, so it's a good goal right there. Then he comes forward with Okocha. He had an icon Okocha in his team. So he had a decent team. He had them silvers in there, and I think he was going for them objectives. But other than that, he had a decent team, to be honest with you guys. I can't remember who else he had in his team besides from Okocha and them silver cards and the Liga 1 player in the month. But we do go ahead and extend our lead to 2 with Ben Yedder. So Ben Yedder scores a nice goal there, a good composed finish from him to make it 2-0. And then this guy's going to try and come back into the game. He passes the ball and my Ndombele intercepts it, and I do manage to get through. Lacazette with a nice chip over the keeper, a good finish from him there to make it 3-0. And this is a long video here, we're here for about 12 minutes, so I do go ahead, I make it 3-0 and I take the lead in this game. Then coming forward, Ndombele and Fekir are doing some nice teamwork. Lacazette's on the ball and Lacazette played very well himself, and then Fekir finds himself through and Fekir makes it 4-0. Now I actually want to go ahead and look at Fekir's in-game stats right here, because he's a great cam in this game. I enjoy him a lot, guys, and he is a decent cam for people with budgets in this game. So if you guys have got a budget, you're working on a cheap team, then you can go ahead and get yourself a Fekir. I think he does quite well in that attacking midfield role. And French cams, do you really have many other options? I just got something here on Footbin telling me about a Screamer Payet, but for French cams I don't think there are many options. I might be wrong, but from what I know, I don't think there are many options when it comes to French cams. I can go ahead and check on Footbin here, but I don't think there are. Now it's coming up with Kante, but he's a DM. Pogba's a centre mid. But attacking midfielders, there aren't many. There's a lot of icon options, but you've got a Screamer Payet, you've got Fekir, and that's pretty much it, to be honest with you guys. You've got normal Payet, but he's 81 rated, but the highest base gold card you can get as a cam, originally a cam, I believe is Fekir, and on PlayStation he's going for 3k. I'm not too sure about Xbox, I can go ahead and check here, and on Xbox he's currently 2.7k, so very cheap, guys. And he's got a 4-star skill moves and 3-star weak foot. He's got a 3-star weak foot, so that isn't too great, but he is a left-footed player, and I like to do a set piece from a free kick, so I need left-footed players, at least one, and I need right-footed players as well, so I can do my free kick set piece from whether I'm taking a free kick from the right or the left. And it does make it more difficult if I'm trying to do a set piece from a free kick which requires a left-footed player if I've only got right-footed players in my squad. So he adds a bit of diversity into the team, and his in-games are decent. He's got 91 balance, which is good, 90 dribbling, which is always great for an attacking midfielder. His finishing is 82 on his card, but in the goals he's scoring for me, you guys can see that his finishing looks like it's much more in game. Now I don't know if I bought him with a chem style or not. Maybe he's got a basic on him, maybe he's got something else on him, I'm not too sure. I don't really focus on chem styles at the moment. I should do, but that's not my main focus at the moment. I just buy the players, to be honest with you guys, whatever chem style. Obviously sometimes I look at the chem styles, and if I can get a slow striker or a striker with medium pace with a hunter on them, that would be great, but I'm not too into looking into chem styles and stuff like that. So other than that, his base card stats: 78 pace, 88 dribbling, 82 shooting, and 81 passing, 77 physical as well, which is decent, to be honest with you guys. Now getting back into the gameplay, we are currently 3-2 up. He does go ahead and equal the score my opposition, and that game does end in a 3-3 draw. Now I don't know what I've missed so far. I've probably missed a game maybe whilst I was talking about Fekir to you guys, but Ben Yedder and Lacazette, they were a great partnership up top, and Ayor's on the ball. Ayor takes a shot, and that leads to me getting a corner, and you guys are going to see what happens from this corner right here. If you guys are here solely to learn about the formation, that will come after the gameplay. I've decided to do it separate now because I believe that sometimes the writing at the bottom, and I have been told that the writing at the bottom of the screen in the pros and cons were obstructing your guys' view of the gameplay, so I thought I would do it differently, and I do it separate from the gameplay. So this is where I'm really meant to talk about the gameplay and just commentate over the gameplay and what you guys are seeing on the screen. and then after that I will go ahead and talk about the pros and cons of the formation, the overall rating I would give it, and how good I thought it was as a formation. Now Rabiot goes ahead and tries to go for the shot right there. I'm spamming B, as you guys can see, like the timed shooting came up on my screen and it was a red time shot because I was literally just spamming B to get him to put the ball into the back of the net. And I've noticed the button delay with the shooting, especially when I'm in a 1v1 situation and I've told my striker to shoot and he just stands there and doesn't shoot, and he doesn't listen to my command. That happens very frequently with me, especially when my player's taking a heavy touch or something. I just want him to hit the ball and I press B on my controller and he just doesn't do it in game. But I do go ahead and concede, and it's 25 minutes into the game. When you're in a game like that, you know it's going to be quite a high scoring game. I should be running away with the game, but this guy was a very good opponent, guys. And he tries to chip my keeper right there. He tries to chip Kepa, and fortunately he had a silver card and he wasn't able to get that height on it which he needed. So from that I was able to counter attack. Felipe Anderson passes the ball to Lacazette with a red time shot, and finally we get the ball to Ben Yedder, and Ben Yedder puts it into the back of net, makes it 3-2 just before half time. So we go into half time with the 3-2 lead, and I'm looking to build upon that. Rabiot to Lacazette, they're playing some nice 1-2 play. I'm looking to open up space in my opposition's half. I play it through to Lacazette with the over the top through ball. I managed to get myself through his rare gold centre back. I think it's a very low rated centre back in the Liga 1. I think this guy was definitely going for objectives. And then we do go ahead, we make it 4-2 past this keeper with Lacazette. Now getting into the next clip, currently on the ball is Fekir, and he plays the ball to Lacazette, he plays the ball to Ben Yedder, and Ben Yedder with an absolute great power shot. And Ben Yedder is a special card in my opinion. He is very good this year. I enjoy him a lot, I've used him quite a bit. I was playing swaps actually the other day in friendlies, and when I say the other day, it was actually yesterday, and I've been having so much fun on things like swaps, mystery ball. It's a lot of fun for me, and with the swaps it gives you an opportunity to use new players as well. And my opposition used Ben Yedder's FUT Champions card and I managed to get the swap for him, so I was using Ben Yedder's FUT Champions card, and that card was even more great. And I've just enjoyed using Ben Yedder as a whole this year. I think he's one of them lower rated strikers, them lower tier strikers who can get the job done. But when you get into FUT Champions and you're playing very tough competition, maybe you want to look to upgrade. But if you guys are working your way up in division rivals, then I believe that Ben Yedder is a great striker if you guys want to use him. So it is currently 0-0. I believe this is the last game of the gameplay right here, the gameplay in this video, and Lacazette manages to put the ball into the back of the net. He makes it 1-0 right there in the 9th minute, and we get off to a good start. Now from what I can remember, this was a very high scoring, very competitive game of FIFA. Now he had Aguero, he had Alejandro Gomez, the FUT Champions version. He had a lot of great cards. I think he also had Cristiano Ronaldo as well. I remember him having Cristiano Ronaldo as well. And he wasn't a great player, to be honest with you guys, but he just had these star players. And sometimes these star players give you that bit of an edge. When I say sometimes, most of the time, guys. These star players are definitely great, and they definitely give you an edge on your opposition. And you guys are seeing, I don't see people normally score headers, but he's got Cristiano Ronaldo there, and he puts it into the back of the net for him. And Cristiano Ronaldo played a pivotal role in this guy's attacking force, and he scored him quite a few goals. Lacazette with a drag back, a nice drag back there to get into some space, and this guy gives it to Ndombele, a bad pass from him. Lacazette plays it through to Ben Yedder, and Ben Yedder puts it into the back of the net, and I equal the game and make it 2-2. I felt I was better than my opponent, but he just had them great players who were just bailing him out every single time. From a short free kick here, we got a free kick. I believe it was offside or something. That's how I got that free kick. and Rabiot is on the ball right here, passes the ball to Lacazette. Lacazette plays it to Fekir, Fekir to Ben Yedder, and Ben Yedder's on the ball. I'm looking to create some space. I'm trying to create some space right here. This guy's defense was just very good, and eventually I do take the shot with Ben Yedder. It hits the post. Fortunately for me, I get the ball back, and a nice drag back from Ben Yedder creates some space and creates an opening for me to take the shot, and Ben Yedder hits it with the outside of his foot, and it works its way into the back of the net. So a good goal right there to regain the lead, and the scoring just doesn't stop here. Cristiano Ronaldo on the ball. I commit right there with the challenge, and I do go ahead and concede the goal, and the score goes to 3-3. So it's 3-3 here. I'm not in a great position right here, and this game is going to carry on. Fekir's on the ball. Fekir tries to go for the pass, he intercepts the ball. Lacazette's on the ball right here. Lacazette gets past one, passes it to Fekir, Fekir to Ben Yedder, and Ben Yedder's looking for some space here, plays it to Lacazette. Lacazette is through, so some very poor defending from him. His great defenders couldn't bail him out of that one, and I play the ball to Lacazette. Lacazette makes it 4-3, and you guys can see me right there going to the ultra defensive game plan. I just want to lock out this game. I'm tired of conceding and conceding, and this guy goes ahead and scores straight from kickoff right after I go ahead and switch the game plan right there, and then he makes it 4-4. So it's very frustrating for me at this point. I was very frustrated. I was just like, how many more goals do I have to score to win this game? Because I shouldn't be conceding as many. When I say that, this formation is a very attacking formation, and this is going to come under one of the cons defensive wise especially, but I do go ahead and I manage to snatch the winner in the 80th minute, and I make it 5-4. So guys, that's the gameplay. Now for you guys who are here to find out what the pros and cons for this formation are, what I rated the formation overall, then you guys can stick around for this video. If you guys decide to leave the video now, hope you guys stay for the whole video. Then I hope you guys have a good day, and let's get into the pros and cons now. Now getting into the pros and cons of this formation, as you guys can see on the screen. So we're going to start off with how good this formation is attacking wise. Of course it's great attacking wise, it's what you would expect from a 3-back formation. I don't know why we would use a 3-back formation other than the fact it offers you more of that attacking presence. Your team play with more urgency, definitely, and with the 5 midfielders you normally dominate the midfield battle. I saw myself winning the midfield battle a lot. My DMs played very well. They were very good at defending, intercepting balls, and I was overwhelming my opposition in the midfield. And whenever my opposition had the ball, they'd get overloaded with strikers pressing, and then you'd have the cam, and then you'd have the DMs, especially the right mid and the left mid, coming from the wide positions to put pressure on your opposition. This was a formation for high pressure FIFA, and you were able to pressure opposition from very high up the pitch to the midfield, and I just found myself able to win possession of the ball back very quickly, even if I lost the ball. And my DMs did their roles very well. They were very good at intercepting balls, and they played very well in every department defensively, and also contributed attacking wise. I believe in this team I had Ndombele and Rabiot, and they can attack decently. Ndombele especially, he's got decent enough stats to do well as more of an attacking midfielder, I feel like, but Ndombele played very well, especially Rabiot was more of the defensive midfielder, to be honest with you guys, but both of them still contributed a lot to the team. I was also able to attack with my defenders as well. It caters more to defenders with higher attacking rates. So one of the defenders who had high attacking rates, which most people couldn't use in previous FIFAs, was Thiago Silva, and he was a player a lot of people would like to use in their ultimate team, but they just weren't able to because he had very high attacking work rates and he just wasn't disciplined enough. but in a 3-back formation you can allow centre backs who are more attacking minded to get up the pitch, and it caters to this formation especially. And as I've written here, CDMs also provide extra interceptions, as I've already mentioned, and how great they are at facilitating to the players who like the jockeying system with the LTRT jockeying, cutting, passing lanes. The DMs play very well to that style of play, to that style of defender in this game. So them CDMs just provide that extra bit of defensive protection, which gives you more defensive security in a very risky 3-back formation. Now there are quite a few cons of this formation. So as I've written, it's easy to get counter-attacked. It is. If you lose the ball, then you can get counter-attacked very quickly, especially because your team is high up the pitch. They press very high, they play very high, they hold a high line. You can't really play one depth drop back with a 3-5-2 formation, to be honest with you guys. It just doesn't make sense. It's counterintuitive, to be honest with you guys. Probably is OP knowing how OP drop back is, but I wouldn't play the 3-5-2 formation if I wanted to use the drop back tactic. But it is easy to get counter-attacked in this formation since it is very attacking, so it's easier for your opposition to get in behind also. So as I mentioned, your team push up further, so it leaves gaps in the defense, and it's easier for your opposition to get in behind, and they hold a higher line, so it's just higher line, so it's easier for your opposition to break through your defense with them through balls. So a straight wide ball or a triangle ball on PlayStation can cause you a lot of problems, and there are problems with stamina as well. Your left mid and your right mid especially, I saw in this team it was Hazard and Felipe Anderson. Sometimes I forgot to take Ayor, and my right mid was Roussillon, I think it was, something like that. And my right mid and left mid, they would run out of stamina very quickly, and a lot of the time it worked against me, especially later on in the game, when sometimes I found myself on the back foot because my players didn't have enough pace to get to the ball. They were losing 50-50s, they were losing sprint battles to get to the ball, so I found it very difficult defending later on in the game. And you need left mids and right mids with good stamina, and you need right mids and left mids who are willing to work hard. Now I don't know the stamina of the right mid and the left mid I had in this video, but I do use a team for a few formation reviews. I do tend to use a team for quite a few different formations, so I wouldn't recommend using left mids or right mids with low stamina. That goes with centre backs as well. Having a 3-back, and you need defenders with good pace because they are going to have to work very hard. And if you are in a 50-50 sprint battle with a striker, because it is easier for your opposition to get in behind your defenders in a formation like this, they need to be able to catch up, and they need to be able to get a tackle in and catch up with your opposition strikers. So pace on your centre backs is of paramount importance, and also your players have to cover a lot of distance and work very hard. So as I mentioned already, you want to be using players with very high stamina. So guys, those are the pros and cons of this formation. Now let's get into what I gave this formation rating wise. Now getting into the overall rating for this formation. So I do believe it is FUT Champions ready, but you need to use this formation in the right way. Now I wouldn't recommend anyone start a game off in the 3-5-2 formation. Now why I believe that is because I think it's very attacking, unless you guys know 100% that you are way better than your opposition and you just want to take the game to them, and you know you can just score goal after goal and win the game very easily. But other than that, especially in FUT Champions, I wouldn't recommend you guys use the 3-5-2 straight away. It is a great attacking or ultra attacking game plan, so that's where I recommend you use a formation like this, where you're desperate for a goal and it's getting later on into a game and You just need a change of formation and you need to play more attacking. Now for the defensive rating, it scored a bit lower than what I would usually give formations, and I scored it a 5.5. Now why I did this is obviously because you're vulnerable at the back, your defenders can be left exposed, and you need defenders with good pace, you need players with good stamina, so it isn't ideal defensive wise, but attacking wise obviously it's gonna be very great. I gave an 8.5 out of 10 because I do feel it was missing a bit of structure. I want to say my players did feel all over the pitch at times. It didn't feel organized, it didn't feel structured, and I felt that a lot in the gameplay, and that's why I'm not giving it higher. I don't think I scored as many goals as I'd like to, and the amount of goals I conceded quite a lot of goals in my opinion, especially in some games which I wasn't happy about at all. But for the attacking rating, I did give it an 8.5. Now to get a 9 or a 10, I'd have to score around 5-6 goals a game, something crazy like that, or there must be a great structure to the attack, and I must feel like I'm controlling a game every single game, which I didn't feel like in every single game I did play. So for the overall rating, I gave it a 7 out of 10. It is a solid formation, especially when you're chasing a game, but defensive wise there are quite a lot of cons there. For the similar formations, I compared this formation to the 3-4-1-2. I didn't really see many other formations similar to this in regards to how the formation is set out and how the formation plays in game. So I did manage to get 4 wins out of 5 games with 1 draw in there. So my win-loss was decent with this formation. I managed to score 20 goals and I conceded 10. So I managed to score 2 times the amount of goals I did concede, but I'd expect more goals to be scored to give it a higher rating, and I definitely should be conceding less goals in 5 games. I'm averaging about 2 goals conceded a game, which isn't good at all, and out of 5 games I only managed to get 2 clean sheets, so that shows you guys a huge disadvantage defensive wise. So guys, overall I give this formation a 7 out of 10. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel down below. Make sure you also check out my other videos that I have been uploading recently, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys later. Peace.
Damn, I'm on red alert. Now she went up in the job.